Hello and welcome back. I hope you are well. A couple days ago, I went to the aquarium to sketch for the first time, and I'm going to take you through some of my thoughts and experiences on it. So, one of my art goals for 2023 is to sketch animals from life more, and I broke that goal down just like I broke down my other art goals into smaller aims and practices so that my goals are all more approachable on like a monthly, weekly, daily basis. And one of my sub goals for drawing animals from life was to visit the aquarium, hopefully multiple times this year to sketch. And my first visit was a couple days ago. And I went with the aim of getting used to it. That was the primary aim when I was there, and it was to identify any issues and any fears that came up so that I can address them and work through them. Some obvious ones are drawing in public, drawing moving animals, and I also brought minimal supplies with me from my first trip, which really helped with the sense of overwhelm. So by only having one pencil, I brought my 0.9 millimeter HB Pentel mechanical pencil and a kneaded eraser, and that was all I used the entire time I was there. And that really helped. It basically removed the potential overwhelm from having multiple supplies with me. And when I started sketching, the first few sketches were just profiles and details for things like the eyes or facial shapes, facial details. And later on, I started doing more poses and gestures. And for the poses and gestures, I did very light lines. So you're seeing me finish off a little penguin here, and you can see towards the bottom that there's very light lines still. And I did those light lines and light sketches while I was looking at the animals. And then later on, while I was at the cafe, and then for two, even later on, when I got home, I finished them off with darker lines. So you'll see me finishing off two fish poses here now while I'm at home. And that's one thing that I definitely noticed while I was there was it's a lot to draw moving animals. It's gonna be something that I'll obviously get better at the more I do it, which is why I'm getting into this in the first place. Drawing animals from reference in images or even in videos that you can pause is one thing. Even drawing animals from videos that are not paused is one thing. Drawing them from life is very much another thing. You're having to deal with 3D shapes moving around in 3D space. And it was I can tell it's something that I am going to have to spend a lot of time to improve at, and I'm really excited about that. I am really looking forward to seeing how much I improve on further aquarium visits and also hopefully some zoo visits in the future as well. One thing I did notice while I was there that I didn't anticipate is that aquariums have really dim lighting, and it's not a great it's not great lighting for recording sketches. So that's why I've got some footage of like me looking down at finished sketches and things like that, because the process of them doesn't look the best in aquarium lighting. But other than that, it was a really fun experience. I went with some family, so I wasn't too worried about people approaching me. When I go in the future on my own, especially, I'm not sure if I'll be more worried about people approaching me or not, but everyone was more focused on the animals. To be completely honest, everyone was just there for the animals. So I felt a little bit calmer, especially once I started settling in about the fear of drawing in public. And the more I get used to drawing in public, the less I should be bothered by that fear as well, So that's something that I'm hoping to work on through these visits as well this year. As I go for more visits, I'm also going to be adding more art supplies, and I might do some trips where I decide that I'm only going to be taking watercolors or I'm only going to be taking markers or ink or whatever. Or I might just start bringing a couple more supplies each time I go and experimenting with what's too much, what gives me overwhelm, what doesn't, but then also getting used to drawing animals from life with different media as well would be lovely. So that's the plan when I'm going again. All in all, with my first trip there, I did 2 pages of sketches, so a full sketchbook spread, and I'm really proud of myself for doing that much, especially with my first visit being focused on getting used to sketching there. So I'm hoping on future visits that as I get more and more comfortable with this, I'll start filling more pages and also getting used to drawing animals quickly from fast moving animals and getting loads of poses down, that I'll be able to fill pages with gesture studies and things like that. So I'm really excited to see my progress evolve through my multiple trips, especially also the getting over fears and working through fears aspect as well, and seeing how that helps me, not just with drawing animals from life, but also drawing in public, using my sketchbook in public more, and overall just drawing and sketching more as well. So here you can see the finished pages. Some of these sketches I did fully, including the darker lines, while I was watching the animals, because some of the exhibits had seating, so it was a little bit easier to stay there for longer. And for some of the exhibits that didn't and were quite fast moving, especially with people wanting to see the animals, I just had to get the quick light sketches down and then finish them off in other areas with seating at the cafe or at home in the case of those 2 fish at the end. I hope you enjoyed watching this little insight into my aquarium trip, and thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!